Hi friends, this is Laura with Potpourri of Life. I hope you had a restful night and I hope you have a fabulous day. What I want to share with you today is what I do in preparation for the hunting season. And it's not for me because I am not a hunter at this time. Would I like to be? Yeah, at some point, but this is not the year for me to go. I still need to go through the safety hunter's course and all that kind of stuff. But right now, what I do is every fall, when he determines that he might be going out hunting, I like to take his hunting clothing, just make sure they're in good repair. Because when I was running my sewing business, the one thing that I notice most is men tend to wait until things are really falling apart before they try to get it mended. And I like to prevent that because it takes less time to fix something if you catch it just as it begins to tear or a button loosens or a zipper, might malfunction. So I try to do this kind of stuff ahead of time. So I asked my husband before he left for the day, I asked him to bring up his hunting gear because we store it in the cellar where even though it's not really moist down there, it has the potential for moisture and it's cold. So I just like to go through, make sure everything is all set. So here are the pants that I made him. These were made about 14 years ago. And so you can see, because he doesn't wear them very much, they're still in fabulous condition. And this is actually a corduroy denim. And it's actually, I like it. It's nice and soft. On the jeans, so what I'm going to do is, as I show you the details of his clothing, I'm going to be looking at, are there any tears? Is there anything that I need to secure down so that they don't rip on him when he goes out? So on each leg, there are pockets, nice deep pockets that he can put in whatever he desires to put in. And this one goes like a third up on my arm. Of course, his hands are bigger than mine, so maybe it's just for his hands. And it fits his hands really nice. So those are on both sides of his legs. And let me check the other side while I'm here. And that one is fine too. Then of course, on the back, I have the pockets with the flip tops. I think I should put snaps on there to hold it down. But he doesn't like to have a lot of noise, and I don't put Velcro on his stuff because the Velcro could scare away a deer that he may not see, and then the deer flees. But he's got nice pockets here, and that they look fine. The belt loops look fine. This is what I do all the time, every year. And here, hold on. I was looking at this a little early. The button is secure. And then what I do is, you have this zipper here. And I don't know if many of you realize that the zippers can wear out and you're wondering, okay, what do I do? Do I have to replace it? To have somebody replace your zipper can be expensive. So what I try to do is I just take my zipper ease, which is like a wax, or this is an oily wax, and I just put it down the zipper teeth. You can put it on the side or both sides of it. Be generous. And you check the teeth as you go to make sure it's all good. Otherwise, I'd have to replace the zipper, and I don't want to do that. Make sure it zips up. The other thing is you want to make sure that it doesn't go down, that it locks in. Now, sometimes another thing to test to make sure it's working is to pull it a little bit and see if it splits. That happens when you are rough on your zippers. And men tend to be that way, not intentionally, but they kind of rough pull up. And like with their jackets, I got billions of, well, not billions, that's kind of exaggerated, but I used to get tons of jackets from men because their zippers would just split. So I had to teach them how to repair them. It's pretty easy. I will show that in another video, how you can repair your zippers that split, so you don't have to replace them as long as the teeth are fine and all that. So from what I can see here, the only thing that I want to do, excuse me, the only thing I want to do is get a glass of water. So what I want to do is I'm going to, the buttonhole is fine. He could probably go a season or so, and because I can see the stitches, but what I want to do is I just kind of want to give it a little bit more secure. So I'm going to go in there and fix that. The button is on there nice and firm, nice and strong, so I'm not worried about that. So that's only one thing there that I have to mend on his pants. And what I have made these with, okay, so I have that corduroy soft denim. I also lined it with orange flannel. I didn't use fleece because for myself, and I believe my husband too, fleece can be too hot and then it builds up moisture because it retains moisture, and that's why it's warm for people. It just kind of maintains your heat. But when you're just sitting there, you don't want that heat to build up sweat so that you get cold. So I use flannel for that purpose. I mean, everybody has different preferences, and this is what we use because that's what I use. And he agrees with me, so that works nice. And the pockets, they're two side pockets, but on the right side, which is typical of a men's pair of pants, is you have that little key pocket, that treasure pocket, whatever you want to call it. So I only have to do one thing there. The other thing is his jacket. It's too big for me. I'll model it. It's huge. But I don't know. But you know what? If I get cold, I'm wearing this. So the sleeves are nice and warm. And what I did was I put pockets in both sleeves. And as I do this, I'm kind of checking to make sure they're not pulling apart. So there's pockets in both sides of his sleeves. It's getting hot in here. But what I also did, and I'm going to have to bring that up a little closer for you. Oh my gosh. It has to be really cold. So what I also did on both sides, because say he wants to share this with somebody or pass it down or anything, I put two patches. And what I did was I took the same fabric and I quilted it. So it's padded so that would take most of the brunt of the rifle when he aims and shoots and does all that kind of stuff. Okay, I'm not using the right terminology, guys, and gals, but that's me, I'm sorry. So we have these on both shoulders, and they're in there really good. This jacket was actually custom made for him. I didn't have a pattern. I just went with a similar type coat he had before that we were throwing away, and I just kind of wanted to make sure I got him at least the fit, and then I started adding the extras that he wanted to have. So this is the other side, and I bring it up close, you can see that I quilted it. It's pretty cool. So in the upper pockets, and this is what I'm doing here, well, before I do that, I'm going to check the buttons to make sure they're on secure, because I prefer him not to come home and say, hey, I lost a button. What'd you do? So on the front, on the right side, he has a few pockets here. And believe it or not, there are 18 pockets on this jacket, some within the pockets and so forth. But here we have a loop that he can clip something to. He asked for it. But in this pocket here, check the button, check the hole. In this pocket, the shoulder pocket, this is on the right side, there are two sets of pockets. The pocket that's towards his chest, closest to his chest, there's just two spaces that he can put whatever he wants in there. And then there is another pocket. So if I bring it up close, I'm not sure if you can see it. So you got these two pockets, and then you have another one. So that was something of his request. And as I made this for him, it was like, okay, what do you want here? What do you want there? And he was so cute. Okay, I can't say cute. It was adorable. It was, I thought it was great. He was giving me information that he wanted. So down below that upper pocket, we have another pocket that is down here. It's not very deep, but it has another loop. He asked for another loop there. So whether it's his keys, I don't know what he's using these for, but that's his business because I don't need to use it. I shared with you the pockets on the sleeves. Let me check the other side here to make sure. Okay, so this is the other pocket over here. I gotta check these buttonholes. There's one there that I want to fix. And all I do, even though I can see that they'll be fine, I just like to make sure they're fine. I'm finding some loose threads I never cut off before. But this here is another thing he asked. He puts something in here. This is the length of maybe a pen or a flashlight or something like that, and that's what he asked to have when I put the pockets on. And this was something I had to do as I was going. So on this side, the pocket buttons down, but he has a couple of, in the front pocket here, he's got a deer call, makes one noise. Then this one is another one, but this, on this side, there's like 3 slots for different things. So that keeps things kind of organized for him. So that's there. And then on this pocket, this one also has the loop, the D-ring. Okay. See, this is why I do this, because even though this might be coming apart a little bit, if I take care of it now, it won't get ripped and he won't, you know, so that he won't be able to use the pocket. And my purpose is I spent a lot of time creating this jacket for him. I want it to last him as long as he desires to wear it. And I'm just trying to think if there was anything else that I wanted to share about this. The side pockets, he also has side pockets that are nice and deep, which is great. Let me see, that one there. Oh, inside, I'm telling you, there's about 18 pockets in here. So inside the jacket, I'll bring this a little closer because it's hard to see. There is another pocket here, and it goes way down where it goes up to half my arm. And then there's another one in front of it that doesn't go as low. So what I did was I just made him 2 extra pockets. And did I do that on the other side? I think I did. Yes, I did, because if he's asking for it there, I might as well do it on the other side, which is nice and deep. And I'm really proud of this, because this came out, it was time consuming, truly was very time consuming, but it was a joy to do it because his smile at the end shared with me how much he appreciated my time. And I know that he enjoys it. And that first winter he wore it, he came home, he goes, it's too hot to wear. But you know what? It gets cold first thing in the morning too. So the last thing that's on this jacket that I'm looking and checking here is, let's see where it is. All right. Camo is hard to follow here. Okay. So on the back of this jacket, I'm trying to make sure everything is a-okay here. All right. On the back, on the bottom from his waist down, there is a pocket that has side openings on both sides. All right. They also have, oops, looks like I got to get that. He ripped that off. See, so I got to ask him if his hand goes in there and it tears, or if I need to, I think I'm going to just repair it. So what happens is I can take the button off and he can go in there and put in game pieces, or, you know, because sometimes they have to take the innards out, and so he may put it in there. So this here is awesome. So if he goes bird hunting, he can put that back here as well. But I wanted to have the sides so that things didn't fall out, and then these buttons kind of secure things in place for him. And so you can barely see it there, because that's the nice thing about camo, it kind of all blends. But this is what he does. This is what he wanted. I think he needs a lighter weight one, and I don't want to offer it that to him yet. I don't know if I have enough leftover camo of other weight, but this was really important because it can get really cold here in New Hampshire. Even though the last few winters have not been that cold, I kind of like to make sure he has something warm to do that. And we get some cold days, so even if he wears this to clean up outside with the snow and stuff, it's good to have. So I still need him to get me his other hunting gear, where I can check the zippers and the buttons and make sure all the tears and stuff, if there are any, are taken care of. And another thing you do is just make sure that all the hems are in place, there's nothing falling down. And the reason that it's good to do this inspection every fall is because it's expensive to let your outerwear wear out. So winter's coming. It's time to not just check your hunting wear, but your other outerwear. Is your zipper working? If it's not working and it's a little tough, guys more than women do this, but women can too. Make sure you get some sort of wax zipper ease of some sort. You can use a bar soap. You can use things specifically for this, and just kind of like go up your zippers a little bit. Let it moisten it, and then ride your zipper up, because it will save you from having to replace your zipper. The better care you take care of it, the longer your jacket will last. And I know from my past experience of working with a variety of people, men typically do not like to give up their clothes. They do not like to give up a jacket if it's a favorite jacket. My husband had one I was dying for him to get rid of, because it was a jacket we bought when we were first married, and it was a jean jacket. It was heavy duty, and that could have been where I got some of these ideas from. I had to throw it out on him, but I couldn't because he wouldn't let me. I had to change the lining. I had to change things all the time, and I said, honey, I can't do this anymore, because he wore it out. Because men do that. They have favorite leather jackets. They have favorite outerwear, and they just, some men like to ski or snowmobile and stuff like that. So they want their stuff to last a long time. Now, there are ways to fix some zippers, and I think I said something earlier about that. But you can fix them if they're splitting apart. And I will try to see if I can find a zipper that does that, because I can show you how to fix your zipper so that it doesn't go bad. Now, I'll do it in another video, but if you keep, how do I want to put this? Men have a tendency to just pull up really fast when they're putting their jackets on. Settle down, gently zip up your jacket. It's not going to go anywhere, and the half a second more that you take will keep your zipper in good repair. So I will come back at another time and share how to keep your zippers healthy. And I have the experience in replacing zippers, and I do a great job, but it's expensive. And I would prefer not to have to replace your zipper. I would rather repair it than have to replace it. And the reason it's expensive is because it's time consuming. And that's where people decide, is it worth it or not? I've had customers that have come, and I've shown them how to fix their zipper. They were thrilled. I've replaced zippers, and they don't come back because their zippers are in place. And I use a good quality metal zipper. Excuse me again. They do have a nice, the brand is YKK. Those are nice zippers, and you can get those like at Joann's and other places like that. That's a good zipper if you want to have a plastic zipper. I like the metal teeth one because it's just better. The Army uses the YKK zippers, and I don't even know what, sorry, I've got a brain fog here. The fatigues that go outside in wartime, they're brown. Wow, I've got a blank spot here. Anyways, forgive my lime brain here. But those have plastic on them. So when I sew on them, sometimes those are a little bit more forgivable in some areas. But they can, if they lose one tooth, those plastic ones are a little bit more forgivable. You lose a tooth on a metal zipper, it's not so forgivable. And then those other zippers they're not my favorite. They just kind of pull apart. So I'm going to be sharing a little bit more on zippers, how to repair them, how to keep them good. But now, as you're going into winter, check your jackets out, guys and gals, because if you keep them in good working order, you don't have to get rid of your item. You don't have to have somebody, you don't have to pay somebody to get it replaced. I would still help people and replace zippers or fix them and stuff like that. That's not a problem. I won't do it long distance. There's no sense in you shipping it to me and me shipping it back. Have I done that? Yeah. I had one customer who insisted that I do that for him, and that was fine. If he's willing to pay for the shipping and stuff and my labor, you just, I'm willing to help. But I don't like to spend money on people, or I don't like to encourage people to spend money if it's unnecessary. So I try to encourage them to find somebody close by. So that's what I have here. And at the end of this video, I am going to show you a slideshow of these items a little bit more close up of how these came along. I don't think I have pictures of the work in process, but the pants took a while, and so did the jacket. The jacket took a long time. So if you're out shopping for a winter hunting jacket or a winter jacket and you're complaining about prices, okay, they're not custom made for you, but there's a lot of work involved. And now I know that in manufacturing it can go faster, but a custom made jacket takes a long time. So anyways, I hope you have a fabulous day, and I hope you're prepping well for the cold weather that's forthcoming. And I'm kind of hoping it's not so bad, but you know what? We will be prepared, and I hope you will be too. Have a fabulous day, and may God bless you.